Welcome back to the political safari, where the jungle meets Washington, and the loudest creatures don't always rule by strength, strategy, or even intelligence. Sometimes sheer noise is enough to convince the herd you belong. And today, we're tracking one of the most bewildering creatures to ever roam the political wilds. A specimen that wasn't built to lead, doesn't know how to hunt, and couldn't inspire fear if it tried. But somehow, it ended up near the top of the food chain anyway. Look at that. Confused, cackling at nothing, wandering in circles like it just respawned in the wrong part of the map. That, my friends, is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the swamp howler monkey. Unlike the majestic lion, the cunning fox, or even the wise old tortoise, this howler monkey didn't climb the ranks through strategy or skill. It just made so much noise that eventually everyone gave up and let it stay. And when faced with a challenge, it doesn't fight, it doesn't flee, it just howls. Loud, shrill, confusing. Like a malfunctioning car alarm that won't turn off no matter how many times you smack it. All right, let's swing through the jungle and see just how much noise this howler monkey makes versus how much it actually accomplishes. Let's run this majestic creature through the swamp score. First up, the bribometer. Even the loudest jungle creatures need food, and in Washington, that food comes wrapped in donor cash and corporate sponsorships. AOC built her entire brand on opposing corporate greed, condemning the elites and claiming to fight for the working class.
Change happens at the ballot box. Yes, change happens in policy, but change happens on the picket line too.
Yet, when we follow the banana trail, we find something interesting. Her campaign has been bankrolled by Silicon Valley tech titans, Wall Street donors, and Hollywood elites, the very predators she claims to be fighting against. She rants about billionaires, but quietly accepts cash from Google, Apple, and Amazon executives. She claims to be a socialist warrior, but sits on a net worth of millions. Her final score on the bribometer, an 8.5 out of 10, because even the most self-righteous howler monkey knows where the ripest bananas hang. Next, the political spine density test. A backbone is crucial in the wild, whether it's a lion standing tall or a snake slithering with precision. But what happens when a creature has no natural vertebrae? It simply flutters in whichever direction the wind takes it. Let's see if AOC has anything resembling a backbone, or if she just drifts on the political breeze like a lost butterfly. She fiercely opposed Amazon HQ2 coming to New York.
We could hire out more teachers, we can fix our subways, we can put a lot of people to work for that money if we wanted to.
Until realizing that scaring away 25,000 jobs might not have been a genius move. She branded immigration facilities as concentration camps, then backpedaled when people actually called her out on it.
Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
She vowed to fight against the Democratic establishment, yet votes in lockstep with leadership 96% of the time. When the moment calls for courage, the swamp howler doesn't stand tall. It freezes, stares blankly, and then changes the subject. Her final score on the political spine density test? A 9 out of 10. Because in this jungle, bending to the slightest breeze is survival itself. Now, the legislative bootlicker index. Every jungle has a pecking order. And despite all the noise, this howler monkey knows exactly where it stands, at the feet of bigger predators. AOC claims to be an outsider, a revolutionary, a challenger to the system. But when it comes time to actually vote, She falls in line faster than a gazelle at a watering hole surrounded by crocodiles. She promised to challenge Nancy Pelosi, then endorsed her for Speaker without hesitation.
They know what the facts are and what we're responding to. We respect the value of every member of our caucus.
She raged against corporate influence, but when it came time to regulate big tech, silence. She claimed to support progressive challenges, then abandoned them the moment it became politically inconvenient. Her final score on the Legislative Bootlicker Index? A 9.6 out of 10, because even the loudest rebels know when to shut up and obey. Finally, the public backstab barometer. Loyalty in the jungle is key. But when push comes to shove, this howler monkey has shown that loyalty is a one-way street, at least when it benefits her. When her own grassroots supporters needed her, she ghosted them. When progressives tried to hold corporate Democrats accountable, she was nowhere to be found. When real activists called her out, she blocked them on Twitter. She talks a big game about standing up for the people, but the second her career is on the line, she swings away faster than Tarzan on a vine. Her final score on the public backstab barometer? A 9.7 out of 10. Because in the swamp, loyalty only lasts until the next news cycle. The final verdict. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's official swamp score. A 9.2 out of 10. Her legacy? Proving that in Washington, you don't need intelligence, leadership, or even basic public speaking skills to rise to the top. All you need is the ability to make noise. And before we go, let's take one last look at the Swamp Howler in action. Absolutely breathtaking. And remember, the swamp never drains itself. It only gets louder. So, who should we rank next on the swamp score? Drop your requests in the comments, and we'll see which political creature we're tracking next.